Welcome everybody to the wonderful wide world of Pokemon and the Mount Silver podcast.
Yes.
I'm of course Meelz. I am here with Big Gucci Pafif. Pat, what's good?
I'll keep it real. I'm actually surprised I'm back on this podcast since we did JoJo over on Triple Beam Streams. I'm just happy to be here.
It's a beautiful thing. And then we also have, of course, Jeju Kotsu. Jeff,
What's
up, man?
What's going on, bro?
We're here because we have actual news. We vowed never to return until there was actual news about this game.
Yes.
And believe it or not, they decided August 18th to reveal a bunch of things about this game for Pokemon Presents that was about 30 minutes long. I was looking up, you know what? Let's not even waste any time. I was going to talk about other stuff that happened and stuff, but no, we need to talk about
this. Like Cafe Mix?
Yeah, like Cafe Mix, Pokemon Unite. Has anyone played Pokemon Unite?
Bro, I'll keep it real. I skipped through those parts of the trailer. I don't even know. Those are. I guess they don't make DS games anymore. So these either phone games or Switch games, and it's a toss up for me.
Yeah. Masters EX,
Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite is actually the newest game that came out. It came out about a month ago, and it's actually gotten a lot of praise from the people who have definitely played the game.
Seen a lot of it screenshots shared on Twitter from
absolutely
a lot of people.
So it's definitely very, very popular for those who actually play the game. And
all their spin-offs are like that. I always make fun of them, but they're all like that.
Yeah, people love Pokemon.
They go hard.
In anything, it's like we're gonna find someone who's like, yeah, I'm on like level 42 of Pokemon Cafe Mix. Like how'd you do that? I've got 3 shops and you know my Eevee and Blissey make coffee, blah blah blah. But no, Pokemon
I'm trying to go to the Pokemon Cafe. Open one in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Boom. There you go. See? But no, a lot of people said it's very, very cool to play until you reach a point where it's pay to play, and then it stops becoming fun, apparently. At least that's what 80 said. So I'm going to go for what he said. But everyone seems to find it fun, at least for the Nintendo Switch. But yes, we have to get into the main event. Well, the 2 main events. Well, there's really only one main event, and this is kind of like the pre-show. But
there's an opener.
Popular. Yeah, there's an opener because we've gotten news, new trailers, new experiences.
Yes.
For Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Pokemon Legends. Arceus.
We're here.
You just gotta say it. You gotta say it so it becomes real. Because I've been saying Arceus for the last 15 years, rather. Let's talk about the opener.
Damn.
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. This is a game. How do you guys feel about this game after this trailer dropped? Are you going to purchase the game or are you going to pass? The term faithful is very, very much so all in caps. Underlined 3 times. And it's neon. It's a neon sign. Because this is roughly the same game as the original Diamond Pearl.
So, I made a statement to Meelz via text a few days ago that like I'm not really
statement.
I made a statement and I was like I'm not getting this shit, and Meelz was like cap.
You're lying.
And you know like technically it is cap. I didn't necessarily mean it by like I'm not gonna get it, but I'm really not excited for it to even a little bit.
So this was how I felt when they announced that the remake of Pokemon Yellow was Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and that it would have the mechanics of Pokemon Go. I legitimately said, I'm not getting that shit. And I stayed true to it up to a point. So when I bought my Switch, I bought Let's Go Pikachu, and then I never opened it because it was right before the new game was supposed to come out, and then I returned the game. So like
this is a little different to me though. I think this is a little bit more hype to me as far as me personally than Let's Go, because it still is the branch of it's still Pokemon and it's still the traditional Pokemon game. So like I'm a little bit more excited for it on that level, but I still don't. I'm not like it's so close to Arceus that I just want Arceus because it's new and it's fresh.
But
I'll buy it.
I was watching the new trailer and I was like, wow, they really did not change very much here. And I hate to bring him up, but it did remind me of a Trump tweet that's like really, really old, like way before he was like president or anything. And it's the Coca-Cola company is not happy with me. That's okay. I'll still keep drinking that garbage. And
it's actually perfect.
I know. And like, I'm gonna. Do I wish it were, more of an update, more of like a full remake? Yeah. Will I buy it? Yeah. I mean, is it, motherfucker? It's $59.99 too. I bet.
Yeah, it definitely will be $60
for the exact same game. The exact same game.
Real cheap.
Whatever. I held out. I didn't buy the Skyward Sword remake because I said there was no way I was paying $60 for that. So I'll just fold on this one instead. Classic.
Listen, all right. So there's a couple of new things about this game, but it's not anything actually like notable or anything. So Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl is going to be pretty much a faithful remix. Faithful is the term that they use for the same damn game. Team Galactic is still there. The trainers are still there. Everything is kind of still there. It's just in updated graphics, updated form. It's really saying, don't you just want to play Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, but like in 2021? Like,
shit, I almost enjoy the old graphics better.
This is kind of a take on the old graphics, to be honest with you. I feel like just generally how this game looks, it kind of feels, just from the top view type of, thing for this game, it kind of feels like the old game, but of course they made it like 3D and chibi style, and everyone's got big ass heads and shit.
Yeah.
But a couple of quality of life updates in this game. I'm not sure how you feel about it. You can update your fits. That's always an adventure.
That's cool.
But it's not going to look as good as it did on the Switch.
You can update. I mean, they won't be as British, but that might be actual setback for the game because the British style is very, very fire and sword and shield.
Anything less British is good with me.
Let's see. Have a blast. So I'm reading off the official Pokemon Diamond and Pearl subsite. Have a blast in the Grand Underground. The Underground from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl has been powered up in these games and is now called the Grand Underground, a vast subterranean world that spreads out through a maze beneath the Sinnoh region. So there is a whole other world beneath the crust of the Sinnoh region, where you will be able to find the Pokemon that you weren't able to find in this game. Using the Explorer Kit, you'll be able to, during your adventure, visit the Grand Underground, where you can participate in such activities as digging up valuable treasures and Pokemon fossils, or creating your own secret base. You can also visit a place called Pokemon Hideaways, where you can find Pokemon that live in a variety of different environments. Thoughts on the Underground, live from the Underground, Underground Kings. Thoughts in general. Mini games. There's mini games, statues.
Dude,
this is where. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is truly just a game for me to get all the badges and finish it. Like, I don't really see myself giving this 80 to 100 hours.
Like, knowing that it's just such a minimal, straightforward remake, it's like, why? And then the real game's coming out in 2 months. Like, I'm not gonna go do all the shit from like 2006 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's point blank period, bro. I don't, it's cool. Like it's Diamond and Pearl. I loved Platinum. I played Platinum, like maybe it's like a top 3 Pokemon game for me as far as hours. But like this, it's just meant to be cute. It's meant to look a certain type of way. That's cool. I think it is fan service. Here it is. So you guys stop bothering us. It's not necessarily a remake, but it is.
Will you ask for more remakes if games are like this? Like, has your standard like let's take a look. Let's take a look at the first remakes, right? Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. What was about it to you that enticed you about that game?
I don't want to I don't want to compare that to this, although I know it's going to be in the same.
But no, it's not even comparing it. It's not comparing it. It's more so of like, what was the experience that drew you to this, and kind of like what has been the experience that has maybe turned you away from this one.
Well,
You know,
technology, one thing is like Fire Red, Leaf Green. There was
Well,
to
no.
me,
Sorry. Here's the difference. They updated Fire and Red and Blue to be like current with the technology of the Game Boy Advance at that time.
okay, yes,
They're not updating Diamond and Pearl to do
yes,
that.
yes. I mean, and that's kind of my. You can't give a. They're giving us this, but then they're really showing what they have up their sleeve 2 months later, and that just it kind of turns me off. We got Fire Red, Leaf Green, and we were all we were just on it. Like obviously, that remake is great. I don't
like
know who doesn't like those games, but this is
I've generally loved all of the remakes. Up until, I mean, I'm sure I'll like this remake, but the fact that it's actually until I guess Pokemon Let's Go Red and Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, but I think generally I've liked all the remakes because I've always felt like they've been companion pieces with the game that came before it. For instance, the main series game, like Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, my turn off from this one is that there is no companion piece with this game and the previous Pokemon Sword and Shield one. You can't transfer Pokemon. There are no stakes within this game. This game kind of exists in its own universe where it's Diamond and Pearl. It's not even like the old games where it's like, oh, you could trade stuff to your old game, or you could fight with people who have this game and fight with people who have that game. It's like, nah, it's just
I
Diamond
don't think
and
there will
Pearl.
be any online competitive presence. I think it's just meant for you to play Diamond and Pearl over again, and that's okay too.
But the lack of that connection makes it like kind of weird because
it does.
Arceus takes place in the same region, but sooner. Like you'd think there'd be, I don't know, maybe there will be ultimately, but it is weird that there's no link to the main games.
It's different. It's very much so different. Let's see, what are other features in this game? I mean, they pretty much everything is kind of like very face value. You can do contests, which you can do in other games, but it's upgraded in this one. I never really did contests, but if they give you actual great prizes for contests, I would do them. I have no interest in doing contests.
It would have to lead into like something different, like
they would give you
game.
You would have
Again,
to be like,
you can't
golden
use it in
caps.
2 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the fact that in 2 months we get the real game tells you how long they want you to play this one. I mean, I don't think they're making it for 2 different age groups. I
Or
just
who they
it's
think is
like,
exactly. It's who they know who's buying this one. It's us.
Use the capsule decoration to create, you can put stickers on your Pokeball and then they come out and they jump and sing and stuff like that. Place up to 20 stickers on your ball capsule and then throw your Pokeball and see what happens. You can walk around with your favorite Pokemon, which I think is not like worth a note in this thing.
we've seen it already.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And-
You gave us that. We wanted it a long time ago. You gave it to us, and then sometimes you just take it away. And
in union rooms where you can interact with people who also play this game. I don't know why you would want to do that, but I guess you would want to. Adventure in style, wearing outfits, and blah blah blah. Connect with Pokemon Home in 2022. So in case you needed legends from this game, which there are actually a lot of legends and mythicals in the Gen 4.
A shitload.
Yeah, there's 3 sets of friggin'
So is that our main upside right here? Get your legends and put them on home?
Not really, because I also have a problem with kind of how they distribute legends and mythicals, which they do it pretty much all. They either do it all the time or they do it so infrequently, like that it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like
Real shit.
they're like, yo, when's the last time they gave out Shaman in the game? And I was like, I don't know, like 2012. I got it,
And we like Shaman Pokemon. Like I don't.
but like I got it. But like
I love Shaman. I need him.
It's just like we like them. What are y'all doing?
but I don't really like use it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there was a mythical giveaway, just recently.
The 20th anniversary legend giveaway was the biggest I've ever seen.
Of course, yeah.
But
you still have all the Pokemon. I mean, would hope you would have all the Pokemon from that game. So if they did it again for the 30th anniversary, you would just be like, okay, cool. Like, more.
Thanks. Yeah.
Like, neat. I can, use egg moves finally and breed something to get something finally. but that's pretty much it. I mean, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl thing, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. It comes out on November. Sorry, 19th, and yeah, that's it. That's kind of it. Like, there's nothing really new to this game. As you scroll down to the bottom of the page, it said "Discover Pokemon Legends Arceus, an all-new action RPG Sinnoh adventure," and I'm like, I think I'm gonna click on that right now.
That's what I want to see.
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Arceus.
What? I want to start with you, Pat. You woke up. You played this part of the trailer. What were your general thoughts as you were going through the world that they have now unveiled to us with this game?
I mean, I'm excited about this game. But I do have to start just with like, it's so funny they're selling it as like, you people in Pokemon don't have the same relationship that they do in the future.
Yeah.
Except for fucking you're catching them with Pokeballs.
Yeah. They might chase you and attack you though.
Yeah, that is okay. So I watched the trailer and I was excited about it, and I didn't have, other than like the kind of semi, I guess I'll say negative stuff we've said about it in the past, that it still doesn't, now that we've, especially after, again, I've invoked this before, but Monster Hunter, like now that we know they're really not taking advantage of the Switch's full capability or whatever, I knew that from the outset. So from ignoring that, I thought the trailer was really good, and the catching stuff in the overworld looks about as good, better than I thought it would. Honestly, I was ready for that to look pretty disappointing, and then even more so, I felt good because after I watched one of these trailers, then I talked to people and they point out things that I didn't think of as being potential negatives, and then it's like, oh, okay, whatever. But everybody really liked this one, at least on my end, and the only people I know who still play this stuff are like pretty critical of it in the same way that we are, and I was surprised at how hyped everybody was about this, honestly.
Jeff?
I mean, the trees aren't pixelated, so that was really nice. I want to give a huge shout out to Breath of the Wild, because there's a lot of games that have come out past 3 years that have honestly, they just modeled their game after it visually.
Yeah, Pokemon, and I will say, like, obviously Breath of the Wild didn't like invent open world stuff or whatever.
No,
this game, especially with the just the gliding aspects or whatever, like, a lot of it really does look like Breath of the Wild.
Absolutely. And one of the reasons I like the gliding feature, it tells me how large the world is. It's usually not something they would decide to add unless they were about to give us a pretty grand map. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, in general, it is Sinnoh, but the map looks massive, which is great. I love some of the new additions that they showed us. I'm sure there's a lot more. It looks good. Are we going to get some voice actors? Maybe. I doubt that. So we'll see. No. I still think we need that at some point going forward, but who knows? I was definitely surprised by the RPG battling format, it looks fun. Like I like that. I think it might be time to retire the swirl screen, go into the battle. I know we love it. We kind of grew up on it, but I need real time fighting. Like, okay, get out there, shockwave, thunder wave this guy, and let's get I can catch the Pokemon or whatever the case may be. Now, I have high hopes for the game because obviously you're completing the world's first Pokédex. Okay.
You're completing this region's first Pokédex.
I'm sorry, yeah, the region's first Pokédex. I really miss
Professor
Gems.
Oak will like slit your neck or something like that.
I really miss Gems. I really do. I missed the old format a little bit, but the whole wild, going around, fighting, still training, having a campsite, having all the Pokemon in your party out with you, hanging out, I think that's great. The grass looks great. The buildings look really good. The characters look awesome. I mean, as far as like Pat said, anything that we would be critical on usual is kind of still similar. Like the normal shit. But could Pokemon do more still, even with this trailer? I would probably say they could. But this is a pretty large step considering they fed us, Sword and Shield, which, we got to look at this open world region of like just catching Pokemon in the wild or them chasing you or whatever. This time, Pokemon can actually hit you personally, and you can lose stamina and health. Like you can kind of black out if you get hit with a fucking hyper beam randomly while you're walking or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
which is wild that's the most enticing thing. It's
we're
like,
there, right?
Die in this game.
We've reached it, so it's cool. One thing I'm really excited about is seeing how they add the competitive side to it. I'm curious how that's gonna go.
I don't expect it, but
I don't know. I do expect it, and I only say that because Pokemon's not gonna walk away from like their competitive scene. I don't know what they're gonna do to make it work. But yeah, I'm really curious what happens.
I don't think we're going to get a competitive scene in this because I think that this is still a Gen 8 game. And I think the pillar of the Gen 8, this is Gen 8, right? I think the pillar of this generation of Pokemon games is still Sword and Shield, which they're still going to use actively because we spent like 8 months trying to figure out how many Pokemon could get in that game. And they just fed everything into that game. So I don't imagine that like IVs, EVs, everything that you're going to kind of need to prep these Pokemon for competitive things will be in this game.
All that will do is make me even less interested. But I'm not necessarily like bought on it per se, but it looks good. This is obviously a first day buy. Like it's different. It's different. I'm gonna run through it for sure. I'm gonna give it a lot of love. But I still want more. I don't know, like
yeah, it's like the biggest swing that they've taken that we've always said, like take a bigger swing and like okay, no gyms. And like the last time they did it didn't exactly work out. It was kind of boring with the totems or whatever. But this, I think the game itself is so different that it could actually have a different effect on the playing style in the way that they actually want it to.
Right.
And they've never, this is as much as the Sword and Shield was a jump because of, the graphical style or whatever. Graphical, I have no idea. This is a bigger jump. Yeah, this is a bigger jump conceptually than they've ever had. So
Absolutely. Yeah. I think just in general, I mean, just kind of looking at this game, I've never played Breath of the Wild myself, but just kind of looking at this game, I'm kind of like, okay, open world, what are we... I'm more so like, my steez is the stories. Like that is my thing. Like how are we telling this story and how are we making it all make sense with this name, Pokemon Legends Arceus? So what are we involving? How does Arceus involve in this? Is this just a game where like if you look at the mechanics itself, it's like I'm pretty sure your goal is to fill out the first Pokédex, but they also give you tasks to do it, like catch these Pokemon, catch 2 different type of versions of these Pokemon, etc., etc. So I think it's going to be a lot more task-based than actually battle-based. But I'm also looking to see, because I think any game that you're going to want to have great conflict as well. So I'm interested in terms of where the conflict actually comes in. I'm pretty sure there's like, I think I saw whatever Galactic League type thing. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I saw that part of it. Will that take in, Team Galactic's forefathers? Will that become a thing in this game? Will it just be catching Pokemon and observing stuff like that? I want to grab onto the website right here. How to start a battle with Pokemon. They have like, okay, you throw a Pokeball. They tell you all the stuff. The most different kind of style in terms of battling is the agile style and strong style, which is like, it says Pokemon can remember 4 moves at a time to use in battle. In this game, the moves your Pokemon can use can be unleashed in 2 new ways, agile style and strong style. Use these different styles to gain the upper hand. Agile style, using a move raises the user's speed, which may make the user's next turn come sooner, but lower the move's power. And then strong style is using a move. Strong style raises your move's power, but your Pokemon's action speed will be lowered. So I can just see people spamming agile style and then eventually strong style. Like, it's an interesting take. I mean, there's a part that says completing the Pokédex. How to complete the Pokédex. You add information to your Pokédex by catching Pokemon. But catching Pokemon once won't be enough to complete its entry. And that is where the labor comes in. Because You'll need to keep studying that Pokemon and completing research tasks that increase your research progress and flesh out the Pokédex entry. Completing these research tasks will contribute to your work with the Galaxy Expedition Team, which I guess is Team Galactic, so I don't know how they become evil, but I'm assuming they teach you this throughout the series. Because you're working for them. And raise your rank as a team member, granting you access to new areas. So you will have to I'm pretty sure you'll start in an area. You'll need to complete all the tasks before you can move on to the next area. That's kind of how I see at least the beginning of this game kind of going. How are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine as long as like like I don't know, man.
It sounds you gave that like it sounds like work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the work, bro, as long as it's like real work. Like, don't give me like some like bullshit easy task that just happens to take 2 hours.
The like, tutorials for the most recent games have been bad at the beginning. They've been very bad.
I mean, and that's true. And look, if it's a real task that's like, you know, taxing as in, then this is kind of difficult but fun. But if it's just like some easy shit that just happens to take a while, that's like kind of annoying to me. I don't. Who y'all starting off with? Who's your starters?
Oh, if you're picking Oshawott, reveal yourself.
I won't be picking Oshawott.
Cyndaquil, of course.
Today. Yeah, I'm gonna be running Cyndaquil this round, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not picking Oshawott. What's his name? Rowlet?
Yeah, it's Rowlet or Cyndaquil, really.
I don't know, man.
I don't know why they picked these three. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
How the hell? I'm interested in the lore of this game because obviously we know this takes place in the previous Sinnoh region, which was called the Asui region, which I then assumed that Lord Sinnoh or whatever the fuck his name is bought the region or something along those.
He paid the fee. He paid the fee.
Andrew Sinnoh decided to buy the region itself, and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not sure what's going on in this. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what thing I'm gonna get.
You want to know something I didn't like about the trailer?
Ooh, talk about it.
They introduced 4 new Pokemon? They all seem to be only associated with riding them. I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like it. The Growlithe was the only one that they didn't show has some type of riding, and I'm sure the Arcanine version will. And
you better be sure I'll be riding that bitch.
I mean, yeah, I have to, but I feel like they only showed us because they're an intuitive part of the game, like as far as like getting around. And I don't know, like I kind of wanted them to show me maybe like a new Pokemon, but like Meelz said, this is definitely Gen 8 still. And when they showed us those Pokemon and the fact that you gotta, they're part of getting around, I was like, oh, like they only showed us those Pokemon because you need them to get around in the game, not because here's new Pokemon or here's a new region, a type of Pokemon. Like, not that they don't look cool. I actually think they look great, all of them. I was happy with every single one that they showed us. Growlithe is. I mean, who doesn't want it? I mean, we all love Growlithe. I think.
Yeah, he looks sick. So does the Stantler evolution.
Yeah, it looks awesome, right? Like, I think they did really great with that. But they have a niche. They're there for a reason. Mm-hmm. It's not like, hey, here's a new Pokemon. No, here's a new Pokemon that you're gonna need.
Well, we'll get into Pokemon in a bit. Hold on, I still want to kind of talk about the general the story of this game. So essentially, what I'm actually looking at here is that you're going to be in Jubilife City, which I haven't seen anymore. You'll get a professor, obviously. You'll be part of the Galactic Explorer team, the survey core of the team, which immediately gave me Attack on Titan trauma. Main characters, you can be Akari or Ray, which is pretty much you can be a boy or a girl. You meet characters, Professor Laventon, which is the guy with the little cute hat. He says, he conducts research, aims to complete the dex. Commander Kamado, the boss of the Galaxy team, can be a harsh leader at times, but also team members trust. He's the he's the forefather of the professor in the Diamond and Pearl games. Like they have the same look, same style.
Yeah.
I love when my boss can be a harsh leader.
That I mean, yes, those are times you're like, like, okay, we're either gonna be training or he's gonna be trying to kill me. Captain Celine is the leader of the Galactic Team Survey Corps. She is strict both with others and herself, but she sees your potential and allows you to take a trial to join the Galaxy team. She's tough.
Yeah.
She doesn't look
tough.
She says, while ties to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, while Pokemon Arceus is set in a different age than Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, it seems that there are few connections between both of them. No shit.
Like, come on, like
Jubilife Village and Jubilife City, of course. They say Commander Kamado and Professor Rowan. Commander Kamado appears as the ancestor of Professor Rowan, as I previously said before, and that appears to be it for now. Let's get into the Pokemon itself again. So, hold on. It says, trying to figure out, yes, reduce motion, because this is blowing my computer. Mount Coronet rises from the center of the Hisui region. Shout out to that. Mount Coronet. It's a volcano. Feels like it. There's the Obsidian Fieldlands, blah, 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 your base. Wait, where are the part where they show me the Pokemon? They literally just linked me back to the same fucking article. I'm trying to find out more about these Hisuian. There you go. Hold on.
Hisuian region.
There we go. So we have the first one, which was shown during the trailer, was Weird Deer. Weird Deer. Word Deer. Oh god. Word Deer. It is, let's see. It is normal and psychic Pokemon. It is the evolution of Stantler. Mm-hmm. It is Stantler can evolve into Word Deer. This Pokemon has been treasured by the people long in its regions. It grows much longer when it evolves and garments, blah, 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 blah. It emits psychic energy from the orbs on its antlers, blah, 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 blah. It evolves because it's old. I think that's really it.
It evolves because it's old.
It evolves because it's like, I guess it's just, I don't know. Wise?
It's wise. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And there's Basculegion. As we know, the evolved form of Basculin. But by the way, none of these are Sinnoh Pokemon, by the way.
No.
Yeah. Also, we do have to shout out it's like possessed by a bunch of dead Basculin too.
That's right.
There you go. And that's how it
Pokemon without being possessed by something.
That's how it becomes Basculegion. Just taking the souls of Pokemon and exploiting them for writing capabilities. And you can stick a, I don't know, a basket on it, and you can ride it throughout town. This is going to be obviously, the bike, waterfalls, rock climb.
Yeah, bikes didn't exist at this point.
Yeah, so here they are. Hisuian Bravery, which is evolved from a Bravery, I guess.
He looks cool.
He does look cool. Psychic type, I like that.
Hisuian Bravery can imbue its eerie screeches with psychic power to generate powerful shockwaves. It then uses its sharp talons to tear at and seize prey weakened by these shockwaves, which is nice. Apparently, it can use its psychic power to sharpen its teeth. Sharpen its sixth sense. Wow, not even its teeth. You can use its psychic power to sharpen its sixth sense and enter a trance that boosts its physical capability. I was like, yo, y'all did too much. Relax. Yeah, it's a bird.
Make it sound like a
enter
mythical.
A trance. Jesus.
It sounds like a mythical at that point.
Yeah. Hisuian Growlithe.
We love him.
They're highly vigilant and tend to be seen watching over their territory in pairs. Apparently, they have lived apart from humans for a long time and are unused to being around people.
You're gonna get jumped by 3 or 4 of them for sure.
Building trust with Hisuian Growlithe takes time. And I'm assuming that's how it's going to evolve.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. See, and we're all on the same page. We've been playing this game for a long time, guys. It's going to evolve with friendship.
Let's be real here. A fire and rock type.
Yo, I better not see any Amoonguss or Voltorbs, anything that look like current Pokeballs, they can't be in this game.
Well, do you think these are Elastigirl variants of these Pokemon, or do you think we're gonna get more?
No, there should be more. And if there's not, that's my point. They only introduced them because we have to ride them. So there better be more. There better be more. I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually a few Pokemon that are just new in general, and everyone's trying to figure out what gen they're actually going to be from.
I feel like there might be one new one. They're not gonna.
Yeah, it can't be crazy because.
And then we're gonna update the firmware for Sword and Shield so it can enter the game. Like,
God. Yeah, no. Let's real quick before we get off this. Hey, man, DLC. You think this is a game that can produce proper DLC? Because we got it in Sword and Shield, obviously. I mean, it looks like a game that could definitely, move that penchant for it. But is it something that would work? And what would it? It wouldn't be new Pokemon, right? Would it be an unlocked island or something of that nature?
If they are not capable of DLC in this game, what the fuck? That's so fucked up.
Yeah, what's the point? I think there should be something. I just don't know what it would stem from.
Everyone is used. We've all been brainwashed into paying for DLC. Why? Come on.
I think it'll be something incorporating another legendary in the game, because they're obviously. I think the story of this Isuan region itself is continuously you're gonna have endless amount of stories, because essentially it's supposed to tell the story of how Sinnoh became to be and how the Pokédex for Sinnoh came to be and stuff like that. So I would imagine that legendaries and mythicals that have also been within this region or featured close to around this region. It would be weird if you got Gen 5 legendaries in this game, but apparently you get Gen 5 Pokemon in this game anyway, so what the fuck does it matter? Who apparently have gone extinct from the region and have now been discovered in other regions.
Pokemon timeline is a little wonky right now, especially with this one, but you got to look at obviously, Arceus will be in this game to some extent. I'm sure he'll be catchable. I think they need to look at bringing Magearna back, just off of Magearna's whole thing. But I don't know, man. I need. What more do you want from this game?
What more do you want? Not in terms of what more do you want, but what more would you like to see included in this game? Sorry if that came off.
No, bro, you're good. I look at the phrase Pokemon Legends. I think when I asked you guys about DLC, I think there will be DLC, but I honestly think it's going to be more on what Meelz was talking about, which they'll just introduce legendary Pokemon in a DLC format that's maybe on a specific island or some weird shit off of the actual region.
3 hours worth of content, basically.
Yeah, little quick side mission where you got to go through to catch whatever. I think Pokemon Legends will continue the legend theme. So, if it's gonna be right now, we got Arceus. Next year they give us Pokemon Legends Mew, or what I'm saying. I think it's gonna be something like that going forward, instead of a major overhaul from a DLC expansion pass perspective. I think Meelz hit it on the head as far as legendaries, because I don't know what they could possibly add to a region that's so naked. You know what I'm saying? There's not much they could put on this motherfucker for us to do. It's early days.
You said naked with the NEKKID.
Naked.
No, I.
You know what I mean?
I completely. I would like to see. I mean, if we're going through this region, there's gyms in this region. We talked about it. Where are the gyms? Where is truly the conflict within this game? Is this really a search and explore type of thing, or will there be conflict? I need conflict.
If this is such an ancient society or whatever, there should be some fucking surprises out there.
Yeah, something that we haven't seen, or something that went extinct and we couldn't see it later on. Maybe it is a Pokemon that's not in today's Pokemon world, so we'll get to see it, and it's new to us, but it's not a new Pokemon. I mean, I don't know. And Arceus brings a lot of mystery, because even today, when they introduced the Pokemon a long time ago for us, we still don't know that much about it, outside of it being the god.
They don't even give it out.
Yeah, they don't really give it out. It's the god, it's the creator, but we don't know really shit
You look
about
weird
it,
if you use it in any types of battles and stuff like that. It's like, God, are
we
you
have
sacrilegious?
yeah, we have no vision of this. Like Meelz, you want the storyline. We don't know like what actually is happening while you're doing all this shit. Yeah.
No,
So
you're right. You're right. That was one of the, I guess, the fallbacks of Diamond and Pearl in a sense, because they introduced a lot of things with time and space, which becomes a large part of the game for Pocky and Dialga and Giratina and stuff like that. But in terms of the lore for itself, for Arceus, there isn't much that's there. And part of it is maybe it was legendary or mythical exhaustion because they try to introduce a lake trio. They try to introduce the fucking time and space trio. They introduce whatever mythicals that are in this game and stuff like that. Like, it was a lot that they put into this game.
how would y'all feel about time travel
in this game?
I don't care at this point. Introduce whatever you want.
Yeah, take me there. I want to go there. Take me there. Let's go there. Take me to that great place. No, but I mean, if the story is right, I'm with it. If this becomes labor, like to the extent of we have to like catch 50 Pokemon before you can move on, catch I'm assuming you're catching variations of the stuff. Like I already saw one of the tasks in it when I was looking at a YouTube video Frost and John plays. He was like essentially like, okay, there's already a task that says catch 2 versions of Shinx, which is the male version and the female version, and that you will complete the Pokédex entry for Shinx or something along those lines.
Are they gonna make us catch both male and female now for each Pokemon to really complete it?
It might. That's the Pokédex though.
Yeah, variants. Yeah, you're right.
So that's at least what we know thus far. But I would love to know, like, yo, are we gonna get a couple of gym leaders? Are we gonna get a couple a group, a radical group?
Any gyms, dude?
It's gotta be.
There's still gotta be something like gyms.
Yeah, or there's gotta be conflict in this game. Some sort of conflict.
But I don't know where it's coming from. I mean,
yeah, we don't know yet. But this game comes out in January, so I would hope there's more of a story to tell with this. I would hope.
Hope so.
But are you interested?
Hopefully we didn't like, yes, open world, yes, and then like they overpowered the part of us just wanting that, and like, okay, we gave you guys a fully open world game, have fun with it, and we'll see what we can do next time.
I'm interested in the game nonetheless.
Of course.
I'm interested in see kind of how they go on this first go round and in this truly open world format. But at the end of the day, we also got to remember that this is Pokemon, so you're going to get it up to an extent. You're going to get hand holding. You're going to get tasks. You're going to get Pokemon. You're going to get friendship. You're going to get something to an extent. I would be very surprised. I implore them, please blow my mind. Please. Just try. Like,
game's probably already done now, so I guess we'll see.
Don't make me just have to mine for apricots and fucking and all this other stuff like that. Yeah. Any closing thoughts on this game?
Were we more excited for Sword and Shield?
Yeah, I think we kind of out of the gate had our big complaints about it, but I'm excited for this. I'm kind of surprised they showed as much as they did this far out because it's still
a long trailer.
Yeah.
There's still a lot. Yeah, there's still a lot to kind of figure out about this game, but nonetheless, we will be there January 28th, 2022. Pokemon Diamond, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Mount Silver Podcast. Of course, you can continue to follow us at the Lookout RNC, where you can follow up for more episodes of the Mount Silver Podcast, as well as the podcast called The Lookout and the Big Eyes Podcast, and much, much more. Until the next big update, until the next big adventure, until there's something else of Pokemon related to talk about, we'll be back. We'll be back.
We have more to play. Yeah, I'm sure they got some stuff for us.
Yeah, we Pokemon Cafe might have to do a full review on that. I don't know.
So yeah.
Oh no. Good Lord, no.
God.
But with that said, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Take it easy.